Oh my God. Okay, time to go home. Okay, we gotta get out of here.
Stinson Beach is one of the most expensive and desired zip codes in America. However, it is also one of the most susceptible to sea level rise. As rising seas creep closer, threatening roads, homes, and ecosystems, the community continues to face the unavoidable question of how to adapt.
Stinson Beach means everything to me. It's my home. It's always been my home since I was a teenager. My name is Dawn Damas Harris. I've lived in Stinson Beach maybe 20 years. Sea level rising is real and it affects us all. But when this is your home, you kind of put the reality of it in a different context than if you don't live so close to it.
Hi, I'm Dino.
Jonathan. We have been evacuated. It has happened since I've been here. And 2022 and 2023, I think it was. Everybody on the street, everybody in the cayes had to leave.
Couldn't stand where you're standing right now because the waves would knock you over.
Yeah.
First 12 years or 10 years we lived here, the water never threatened us. And then all of a sudden, like a couple years in a row, large swells and big tides literally took out all the protection of our house, these pilings that protect it, as well as the deck. We had to rebuild it. We did. I'm glad it didn't take out the house. Could have.
One year, there was a house on the beach, and there was a huge storm, and we could just see it. It was going to go. This house was going to go into the ocean. And we stood there as it happened. This house just went out into the ocean. It's gone. And when you walk down the beach now, you can see where it was because there's a chimney fireplace still there.
Yes, the sea level rise is obviously on the forefront of our community, being a primarily beach community. We've had water come over the standard dunes and into some of the housing areas in the community, and significant flooding events from king tides and floods. Waves broke over into the cayes. We had to issue evacuations and open up the community center as a temporary evacuation point.
The rate of sea level rise has more than doubled in the last 30 years, with Stinson Beach growing increasingly threatened. In fact, it has been assessed as one of the most vulnerable coastal communities in California. Stinson's susceptibility to sea level rise is due to its unique geography. It is surrounded by water, with the Pacific Ocean rising to the west and the East Cook Creek to the east, both feeding into the Bolinas Lagoon. As sea levels rise, flooding will engulf Stinson, leading to rapid and dramatic changes that will damage property, harm environments, and displace an entire community.
My name is Jeff Lumens. I'm on the Stinson Beach Village Association board. Humans are impacting sea level rise primarily through global warming. Stinson Beach is one of the most threatened by sea level rise, important parts of our coast along the entire California coast. By 2050, 2060, you're looking at probably about a half a foot of sea level rise. In an intermediate high situation, you may be looking at as much as a foot, 80% to 120% of 1 foot. So that's a lot of sea level rise. When you look at Calle del Arroyo, a road that's the only access point for about a third of Stinson Beach, that amount of sea level rise puts it permanently underwater. And that's certainly something that's been human caused, especially over the last 100 to 200 years. I think we fell into this, and it's going to be up to us to get us out of it. And there's a lot of people working towards that, which makes me very hopeful. Going forward, we've been discussing with the County of Marin some of the projects that could potentially be done through the Stinson Adaptation and Response Collaborative. It's called the Stinson ARC.
We have a a growing, developing plan throughout the county. It's called the ARC study. There's a large group of us that are all collectively kind of gathering and beginning to identify possible solutions for Stinson Beach specifically. So that's really awesome data for us to be able to work with and project out against.
One of the most obvious to me is dune restoration. That provides environmental benefits as well as benefits to people, and prevents the worst of sea level rise from eroding that area and destroying habitat.
In order to be able to keep a beach, you need to understand what created that beach in the first place and what's making that beach disappear. There's chronic erosion in the long term, which is basically you have seas gradually rising, and then eventually they get to a point where there's just no more dune and no more beach, and usually it runs into some sort of human infrastructure, like a seawall or a house or something like that. If we let the beach grow, like if we basically gave those dunes back to the beach, then there would be a beach here forever. That can be a way to keep a beach and protect the homes behind it, totally.
The amount of communal support, the volunteers and the fire departments, not just the Stinson Beach Fire Department or the Bolinas Fire Department, everybody is here helping. Everybody is helping everybody. And that's what a crisis does. It pulls people together.
Having that link with our community, having that connection, just allows us all to be more resilient in the face of a large-scale disaster.
And possibly as important as the human element is our connection to nature there, which is very deep. I think almost everyone that lives in Stinson Beach lives there because of just the amazing beauty of the habitat in the area.
We're a community that values nature, and we've decided to kind of nestle our town in it because we love it so much.